Hello everyone, nice to meet you again. Today, we are going to discuss another active learning method called case studies. It is analytical and problem-based learning. They are based on real or simulated scenarios used to analyze and apply knowledge. Used in subjects like science or social studies to discuss real-world dilemmas. It can be used in all levels of education. Case studies provide an in-depth understanding of real-world issues. They help students develop critical thinking skills by analyzing information, identifying problems, and proposing solutions. They encourage empathy and perspective taking through exploring dilemmas faced by individuals or groups. They promote subject integration by applying knowledge and skills from various disciplines to solve problems. They allow for differentiated instruction as teachers can scaffold questions and discussions to meet the needs of all learners. They stimulate creativity and innovation through brainstorming solutions to complex problems. They prepare students for future studies and careers by developing research and analytical skills. They make learning more engaging and relevant by connecting classroom content to real-life situations. How to do it? Select a case study that is culturally relevant and appropriate for the student's age and level of understanding. Divide the class into small groups, each focusing on a different aspect of the case study. Provide each group with the necessary resources and information to investigate their assigned aspect. Encourage students to ask probing questions and explore multiple perspectives. Facilitate whole class discussions where each group presents their findings and the class asks follow-up questions. Use a think-pair-share strategy to check for understanding and encourage active listening. Ask students to reflect on what they learned and how they can apply it to real-world situations. Provide constructive feedback and assess students' understanding of the case study and its implications. Scaffolding questions. What is the main problem in this case study? How does this case study relate to our topic or lesson? What are the possible solutions to this problem? What are the pros and cons of each solution? Which solution would you recommend and why? How could we put this solution into action? What are the steps involved in implementing this solution? What are the possible challenges or obstacles to implementing this solution? How can we overcome these challenges or obstacles? What would success look like if this solution is implemented? How will we know if the solution is working? How can we evaluate the effectiveness of the solution? Example. The case study method can be used in a social studies classroom to discuss the different conflicts on the African continent. The teacher presents students with a scenario that mirrors the current situation and they analyze information about the history of different conflicts, the perspectives and the various attempts that have been made to resolve the conflicts. They then identify the main problems and propose potential solutions while taking into account the complexities and challenges of the situation. This activity encourages critical thinking, empathy, and perspective taking as students consider the perspectives of both sides and the potential consequences of different courses of action. Another example is in a science classroom where students are presented with a case study about a fictional town considering building a nuclear power plant near the community. Students can research the pros and cons of nuclear energy, interview community members to get their opinions, and make a recommendation to the town council. This example demonstrates how the case study method can be used to apply scientific knowledge and skills to solve real-world problems, make informed decisions, and communicate effectively. A third example is in an English language arts classroom where students read a fictional short story about a refugee who has just arrived in a new country and is struggling to adjust to a new culture. They can discuss the story as a class, debating the characters' choices and actions. This example shows how the case study method can be used to engage students in critical thinking and deeper analysis of literature, fostering empathy and cultural understanding. By using the case study method, teachers can create a dynamic and engaging learning environment that helps students develop critical thinking skills, empathy, and the ability to apply their knowledge to real-world situations. In conclusion, case studies are super interesting. They show real-life examples that help students to learn. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to our channel. See you soon.